Hello everyone, I am the student of life, so let's get to learning. Today the subject is the evolution of sharks. Let's dig into the basics first. First off, we will briefly cover the shark characteristics. Sharks have denticles, teeth in replicating rows, an internal skeleton made from cartilage, and don't have a swim bladder. First, fossilization occurs in multiple steps. A part shed or left behind by an animal gets buried by sediment. Next, minerals from the surrounding rock leach into the bone or tooth, and finally the bone or tooth turns to stone. As for sharks, a shark's cartilaginous skeleton rarely fossilizes. They mostly leave behind teeth or denticles when they die. These bits left behind are what paleontologists find buried. It's rare if dead sharks leave behind any complete skeletons. Let us discover some Paleozoic fossils by starting with the Ordovician period. The Ordovician lasted from 485.4 to 443.8 million years ago. Did biodiversity increase during this period? What shark-related fossils did people discover? The biodiversity increased massively during the Great Ordovician biodiversification event. As for shark-related fossils, paleontologists discovered shark-like denticles in some Middle Ordovician rocks found in Colorado and Australia. They discovered more denticles from some late Ordovician rocks. Two sources I used pointed to the shark ancestors being possibly toothless. We are moving on to the Silurian period, which ranged from 443.8 to 419.2 million years ago. What appeared in the Silurian period? Scientists discovered a fossil of a species that the stem Chondrichthyes evolved from in Silurian period rocks. Scientists uncovered more dermal denticles. When did Chimaeras split from the stem Chondrichthyes species, and what evidence points to this? Did any primitive Chondrichthyes appear? First, Chimaeras split from the stem Cartilinaginous fish class around 420 million years ago. The gathered DNA and molecular evidence from modern-day sharks and chimeras point to this being the case. Next, Dolidodus, an extinct genus of sharks belonging to the Mongolipidida order, swims in the open waters during this time. Paleontologists discovered fossil evidence of this extinct genus dating back 420 million years ago. Let us swim like fishes into the Devonian, a period lasting from 419.2 to 358.9 million years ago. What fossils did paleontologists uncover in early Devonian rocks? Paleontologists discovered a complete skeleton of a species they call Dolidodus Problematicus, and also some fossilized shark teeth in early Devonian rocks. This complete skeleton has shark-like features such as a skeleton made from cartilage and shark-like teeth, and acathodian features such as spines in front of all of its fins. Acathodians, also known as spiny sharks, are not a true shark group. This creature lived around 400 million years ago. Have paleontologists discovered any fossils from the Middle Devonian? As we move into the Middle Devonian period, a group of sharks called the phobodonts roamed the seas. Scientists uncovered their teeth from rocks dating back to this section in time, and some gathered data points to them sticking around until the early Carboniferous. Other shark genera living at this time include Cladoselace, Xenacanthus, and Antarctilamna. Have scientists discovered any complete fossilized skeletons in the late Devonian? Did any other sharks appear? How much did the number of shark species grow? What died out and got replaced? Scientists found complete fossilized sharks in the late Devonian rock from the Cleveland Shale. Not only were they complete, but these skeletons had preserved muscle fibers and some preserved prey remained in their stomach. During the late Devonian, anguilliform or eel-like sharks moved through the seas. Other sharks from the following genre, Cladocellaceae, Diademodus, Stethocanthus, Tentacanthus, and Orodus lived around this time. Sharks were smaller than they are today. Around 374 million years ago, the late Devonian extinction event occurred where 75% of all species died, including many fish. Some wiped out fish species are from the Chimera lineage and all placoderms. The placoderms are an extinct class of armored fish that ruled the seas before sharks did. Sharks radiated outward without them around and took their place. This leads us into the age of sharks, the Carboniferous. This period lasted from 358.9 to 298.9 million years ago. First, how much did the shark group radiate and add to their numbers? Sharks, ranging from only a few inches to over 20 feet, radiated outward to number 65 different species from various families and genera. Some species lived in freshwater too. A shark genus with fins and teeth, resembling modern sharks called Hybodus, distinguished by having teeth for different functions, appeared here in the fossil record. They had different ones for tearing, piercing, crushing, gripping, etc. What sort of adaptations appeared in sharks during this time? The first one, Stethocanthus, had tubercle-type teeth on its head and a thick bony spine on its back topped with an iron board-like platform with sharp teeth. They used this possibly to deter predators. The second, Helicoprion, an 8 to 10 foot long shark, had an ever-growing whorl of teeth jutting out from its lower jaw, all stored up in a tight, chainsaw-like circular spiral. Helicoprion, living 280 million years ago, might have used these teeth to disable their prey. The third one, a 60-centimeter long shark with a similar structure to Stethocanthus called Agnoeaston, had an anvil-shaped dorsal fin covered in small spikes. These small spikes are comparable to denticles or scales. Males from the final one, Falcatus falcatus, had a prominent fin spine that curved over their head. The extinct fish appeared to use this for courtship. Third, how many species and shark families existed during this time? Did sharks at this time look closer to modern sharks? At the end of the Carboniferous, there were 45 shark families present. Descendants from some of these shark families swim in today's oceans. Sharks grew closer to the appearance of modern sharks. With the more specialized shark genre going extinct, we are now moving forward to the Permian. The Permian period lasted from 358.9 to 298.9 million years ago. Were shark species less diverse during the Permian? Yes. What first appeared during the Permian? Is it possible a few of these groups appeared during the Carboniferous? How many species died out during the Permian-Triassic extinction event? What shark groups survived? Paleontologists discovered Neo-Sloughian fossils. Neo-Sloughi belong to the clade Sloughi shark-formed sharks in Permian rocks. Neo-Sloughi, several extant orders stem from this group, is Hybodus's sister group. The sharks living during this time range in sizes from sharks less than a foot in length to one larger than white sharks. Also, tentacanths diversified at this time too. The Permian-Triassic extinction event wiped out 95% of all species. This event wiped out some sharks except for hypodonts, Neoslotchi, and xenocanths. Xenocanths are eel-like sharks defined by a conspicuous spine on top of their head. We're changing eras now from the Paleozoic to the Mesozoic. Sharks with body designs closer to modern sharks roamed the seas while dinosaurs traversed the land. The very first period we will cover is the Triassic period. The Triassic period lasted from 251.9 to 201.3 million years ago. Did Neoslothy new sharks first appear in the Paleozoic era? What new slothy genus appeared during the late Jurassic? When did rays and skates branch out from sharks? At what time did the new shark species grow in numbers? First, while fossils of Neoslothy appeared in early Jurassic rocks, they evolved during the Permian. These sharks may have started their evolution during the Devonian. Nearly all living Neoslothian sharks have subterminal mouths. Second, paleontologists discovered the late Triassic Neoslothian genus Rephia, which had a different tooth morphology than other sharks. Also, rays and skates branched out 228 million years ago from sharks. Finally, Neoslothian shark species radiated outward during the Middle Triassic, but might have started back in the Middle Triassic. Who's ready to hear about how sharks changed during the Age of the Dinosaurs? The Age of the Dinosaurs, more formally known as the Jurassic period, lasted from 201.3 to 145.0 million years ago. Was this the time when modern sharks first appeared? Yes, scientists discovered their fossils in rocks dating back to this time. Got a group of sharks called the Galilomorphs swimming in the seas in the early Jurassic. This shark group would eventually have the great white, basking, and whale sharks as members. Around 200 million years ago, seven-gill sharks, 10-foot-long fish swam in the ocean. About 10 million years later, cow sharks appeared in the fossil record. None of these sharks branched out from hybodont sharks. Another shark appearing in the early Jurassic was the six-gill shark. The six-gill shark, while critically endangered, still exists today and has changed very little. Did Neoslothians branch out? How much were the hybodonts' range restricted? In the early Jurassic, what species around today appeared? Did they thrive alongside large marine reptiles? Neoslothians branched out and diversified further while they evolved to have flexible, protruding jaws and could swim faster. With Neoslothians' range expanding, this restricted the hypodont shark's range to marine, aka the sea, and fluvial, aka river ecosystems. Even with their range diminished, approximately 7 families and 27 genera represented the Hybridus biodiversity. Yes, sharks thrived alongside large marine reptiles. They may have even gone after large marine reptiles. It's time to move toward the end of the Mesozoic era and discuss the Cretaceous period. The Cretaceous lasted from 145 to 66 million years ago. Are all the extant shark orders today present? How much did shark bodies change? Did lamnid shark ancestors appear? All extant shark orders were present during the Cretaceous period. Their bodies became more streamlined, able to swim faster, and got new senses to detect prey. The modern lamnid shark's ancestors appeared in the fossil record. These were today's mako shark's ancestors. What shark fossils of this period did paleontologists uncover? Paleontologists discovered some snake-like frilled shark fossils in Cretaceous rocks. Which species went extinct during the Cretaceous Paleogene extinction event? What was the percentage of surviving cartilaginous fish families? The extinct event wiped out the hyperdonts while 80% of the Chondrichthyes families survived. This very extinction event wiped out 75% of all species living. Mostly smaller sharks were the ones to survive. Dinosaurs, large marine reptiles, and flying reptiles went extinct. Sharks took the top spot in the ocean's food chain. It is time to move on from the Mesozoic and into the Cenozoic era. Starting us off, we are diving into the Paleogene period. It covers the geological time range from 66 to 23.03 million years ago. Are there any shark lineages that changed during this time? Did hammerhead sharks appear at this time? Sharks from three lineages evolved to become filter-feeding planktivores, and these are ones we still see today, such as the whale, basking, and megamouth sharks. As for the hammerhead sharks, scientists found fossil evidence of them dating back to somewhere between 50 to 35 million years ago. The gathered molecular evidence doesn't seem to agree with this time frame. Let's get close to the modern day with the Neogene period. It is a period covering a range of time from 23.03 to 2.58 million years ago. It is where further sharks crop up. When did the megalodon roam the ocean? Why did the shark go extinct? Was the megalodon the great white shark's ancestor? Megalodon sharks lived right around 23 to 2 million years ago. These sharks had 7-inch long teeth resembling the smaller great white shark's serrated teeth. Prey distribution changes or changes in the climate could have wiped out the megalodon. No, the great white's ancestors appear to have coexisted with the megalodon. What does molecular evidence say about when hammerhead sharks first appeared? Molecular evidence points to hammerhead sharks first evolving 23 million years ago during the Neogene. Did any sharks retreat from the range? What other sharks came into being? Could these new sharks live in colder waters? Warm water sharks retreated from the Atlantic Ocean. Some other sharks, such as the Greenland and mackerel sharks, experienced genetic changes over time to live in colder water habitats. I have nothing for the Quaternary period, but it covers from 2.58 million years ago to the modern day. It is time for my references, and they're in written and visual lists. I hope I helped someone to learn an amazing fact today or help to reinforce an old one. I leave you all with one last piece of advice. As the world keeps on turning, one can keep on learning. Thank you for tuning into my presentation, and goodbye.